You know, when I walk into a sales force and I train corporations for selling, 99% of the time when I walk into a company, they hand me like their pitch sheet or whatever it might be. They all have like lead sheets or and their presentation sheets, right? And usually it looks like just a giant sheet of paper with lots of words on it. And, you know, if the customer says this, you do this, and it's this giant blob, an amorphous blob. And usually what I'll do to get their attention is I'll light it on fire. I'll just light the thing on fire. Say, this is the biggest piece of shit, excuse my language, I've ever seen in my life. Because most of the time, the scripts that you see out there, what they force a salesman to do is go around in circles. And there's no actual goal-oriented start and a finish. And that's the real key to selling. It doesn't just apply to selling. It's in all situations of communication. Whether it's with your spouse, and I caution you when you learn some of this stuff, some of it could be really manipulative with your spouse. So don't use it for that. You know, use it to really, for the right reasons. Here's what the right reason is. It's, number one, to get people to buy things that they should buy. To overcome obstacles to buying that they should have. We all have these buying obstacles. And there are these limiting beliefs we have about buying and making decisions, and they hold us back from taking action. So what the straight line really does is a very regimented way to get someone, which this is called the promised land here, right? Where they give you their credit card number, they give you cash, whatever it might be, whatever you're selling. I know you're selling a lot of different stuff here, different products, right? And this is where you start right here. Okay, and what's going to happen here is you're going to learn to know these dotted lines that are right here on either side of your sale. And you're going to learn to become masters of controlling every linguistic encounter. And that's the key to the straight line. What it allows you to do is before you start, before you make any sale, I don't care what you're selling, if it's cars, stocks, credit repair, debt settlement, subscriptions to a magazine, memberships to a club, seminars, it doesn't matter. Every sale is the same. And now you say, well, wait a second, every sale is not the same, right? They say different stuff and people have different objections. I get that. What I'm saying is that you're going to learn to take every person's objections and manage them in a way that empowers them, but that also allows you to keep control of the situation, of the sale. Because what happens is once they take control of the sale, you're done. And those of you who are experienced, you kind of know that. The key to selling is to maintain control of the sales. I want to give you some background into sort of what some of the stuff you might have taken sales courses in the past, and I wanted to kind of demystify some things about what selling really is. And I want you to know that I've trained about 20,000 people, and I've never had a person, zero, I've never had a person not blow up and become wildly successful with a straight line as long as I had 3 attributes, and I'll tell you what they are. Number one is a desire to be really wealthy. If you don't have that, you really can't be in sales. You have to have a desire to be wealthy, and it's got to be a burning desire. And that really is about finding out what your whys are in life. You know, why are you doing what you're doing? If you're just doing it for a buck to make a little bit of money, that's not a really powerful why. So we're going to get into that later. The second thing is you need to be able to take advantage of an opportunity when it comes knocking at your door. Like right now. I'm telling you, I could take any one of you and dramatically increase your production by at least 50%, the first month. Anything that you don't like that I say, just disregard it. But I promise you this, that what I'm going to say, if you accept it into your heart, it will blow you away and it will change your life. I've made more millionaires with this system than you could possibly imagine. Millionaires, many times over. People that worked for me that were losers were making $250,000 a year. The losers. Winners were making $600,000, $700,000, and the real winners were making $2 million, $3 million a year using the straight line. And some of them were 18 years old and had been working in a pool room the year before, or a car wash, seriously. Had 0 sales experience, but using the straight line would just literally soar. They would soar. Because what it does, it gives you the psychology to understand what selling is all about. And I caution you again, if anything, please, please, please maintain your ethics with this. Please. Because you're going to, when you really understand the power of it, you're going to see how it can be really, really evil if it's used the wrong way. And I went off course. I did. I went off course.